Hey, everybody, welcome to Fresh Black.Coffee. Today, I'm David Van. I'm actually at the home studio again. Just came back from the Tulsa County Republican Party convention today. We had a great time. I'm actually going to add some interviews here as we go through the show today. I'll let you know just a little bit about some of the people who are running for leadership positions in the party, and will be making decisions on even bigger leadership roles in the party today. What am I talking about? Well, two of our interviewed people are going to be a candidate for Oklahoma's national Republican Party committee members. We're looking for an Oklahoma National Committee man and Oklahoma National Committee woman. Pam Pollard's been serving as our committee woman for little over a term now, and she's running for yet another. So you'll be able to hear from Pam. As you'll know from our conversation, Pam and I have worked together for over a decade. We have been a part of a lot of what's happened in the Republican Party as of late, and I really respect her insights and her wisdom on a number of these things. Now, Steve Curry has been our RNC National Committee man from Oklahoma. He's not seeking another term. So, coming up at the state convention, we will be selecting somebody to replace him. Right now, the only officially announced candidate I know of is Ferlin Kearns, also from the Oklahoma City area. So Ferlin and I, who've kind of been Facebook friends, and we will talk and joke and just kind of, have some good interactions. But I got to know Ferlin better today, and so you'll see part of that interview. I'm sorry ahead of time for the sounds. We just had to go wherever we could get a quiet or somewhat quiet place to conduct an interview. So there's that. Now, let's talk about the show at large. Eddie's out of pocket again today. This time he's actually calling on a few friends and going to be doing some other things that he just could not do at another time. So he just asked me, he says, look, Dave, you got the convention to go to. I got other things. He says, get some good interviews and do our weekly report and tell the people hi from me, and we'll be back in the studio. I do want to say I met with a number of people. We've got some great scheduled guests coming up. Oklahoma's superintendent of public instruction, Ryan Walters, came up to me. He says, Dave, I need to do another podcast with you guys. So we've got that coming up here real soon. Maybe not next Saturday, but very soon. I had a great report from him. Ryan and I we clicked. We've clicked ever since the day we first met. So that was good. We've got some candidates running for office, actually really trying to clean up public education more than anything. Elena Ashley is coming back in. If you remember, she was in about a year and a half ago. Since then, she's accomplished a lot, made a lot of people uncomfortable, and some of her work has led to some major criminal convictions for embezzlement of public funds, Tulsa Public Schools. So we've got that going on. Superintendent ended up having to resign because of the things that were uncovered through the diligent work of Elena Ashley. So that's coming up. What else going on? Let's do a little news roundup. Today, it's Saturday, the 24th of February, and Republicans in South Carolina are deciding on who their preference is for president. Sad thing is, Nikki Haley is trying to get a bunch of Democrats to come vote on who the primary or who the Republican nominee is. Yeah, that just seems so foreign to us Midwestern value people. It's kind of like letting the people in the girls' club decide who's going to be president of the boys' club. Go figure. It would be like letting the players for the Chicago Bears decide who the team captain of the Minnesota Vikings is. That makes no sense. Well, anyway, so that's going on today. CPAC is kind of reinvigorated and holding a big convention. They've really made a big media push and Nathan Dahm actually, I expected to see him today. He's actually at CPAC. I don't know to what degree he's involved there, but I know he's doing some things. Got some great insight on what's going on with the RNC. Ronna McDaniel, after talking to Donald Trump, decided, yeah, it's time for me to hang it up and let somebody else take over. And Donald Trump helped put together a team who he's recommending, but who's actually going to make that decision. Today, I did get to talk to another couple of people who will probably be part of that decision making, along with Nathan Dahm, who is, we had in the studio a month ago. So that's Oklahoma doing our part to help give some clarity to our Republican values. Let's see. State legislatures got some things going on. I talked with the lieutenant governor today, Matt Pinnell. Now, we kept that off camera. I do want to say, and I'm not quoting Matt on this, Governor Stitt would like to see a reduction in the income tax rates on our charts for state income tax. This isn't the IRS. This isn't federal. This isn't, grocery tax. That's a separate issue. But the House is pretty committed to this. Governor Stitt's committed to this. And yet Greg Treat, who's the pro temp of the Senate, does not seem to be indicating that he's going to even allow the Senate body to have a vote on this. Well, our Constitution allows for the lieutenant governor to supersede the power of the Senate pro temp and take the gavel and call up the issue for a vote. I've got a strong suspicion that Matt Pinnell is likely to do just that if it comes to that. The ball is in Greg Treat's corner on that. But we had a good discussion, a number of issues, Matt Pinnell and I. Matt's actually, it looked like he was going to perhaps step in that role other times, but certain procedural matters kind of kept that from happening. Matt knows what I'm talking about. We know exactly what it is. And Greg Treat's no dummy. He knows how to finagle power. All right. In fact, I got to say, Senator Dave Rader, who's my state senator, we talked after the convention. He chaired it today. And, he's kind of like, well, how did I do? And I had to tell him, Dave, a lot of the problems we run into when we ask one of you folks in the legislature to come chair our meeting is you guys tend to fall back on your legislative blueprint, where a committee chair is basically a dictator. I said, you don't get to come in here and play dictator at the county convention. We'll tar and feather you. But Dave did great. Dave was, he just had the right temperament. Nathan Dahm's done good at chairing convention meetings in the past, and not all of them. Fact is, we had Greg Treat one year chairing the state convention. He did horribly, absolutely horribly, because he played that game, that power game. So anyway, there's that. Let's go to our first interview now with Ferlin Kearns. Now, this may be somebody new to some of you. If you live in Oklahoma City area, you probably know Ferlin, or if you're on Facebook in certain circles, you've probably seen some of his different talks. But Ferlin does a good job of breaking down a lot of issues. I don't always agree with his conclusions, but I think he weighs a lot of insights when he's speaking on policy issues. So here's that with Ferlin. Now, if you're watching my live stream, yeah, you'll have to go to the uploaded version in order to see this in proper sequence. Ferlin, let's hear what you got to say. All right. Thank you, Ferlin, for that interview. And for those of you wanting to follow this further, at the state Republican convention in early May, we will be making that decision. And you count on we'll probably carry that live here on freshblack.coffee. So, what else got dealt with this week? Of course, we're still seeing the fallout of a bunch of lawfare issues. We've seen a lot of pushback, and we're seeing a lot of the erosion of support amongst the Black community and Black voters for Joe Biden. When you become exempt from prosecution on criminal conduct because you aren't considered to be coherent enough to participate in your own defense, and yet you want to argue you still should have control of our nuclear codes. God, that just doesn't make sense, folks. And you can't have it both ways. So, but that's what they're trying to do right now with Joe Biden, trying to exempt him from prosecution for crimes he committed. Many of them, I don't know, 20 years ago. And so, yeah, let go figure that. All right. So, what else happened today? We did get to meet a lot of the candidates that we're going to be introducing to you in the weeks to come on air. We're at the Tulsa County Republican Convention. By the way, this wasn't the only convention in Oklahoma today. Wagner County was having their county Republican convention today. Several others are. So we have to get all of our county stuff wrapped up so we can send delegations to district conventions where we're actually going to send delegates to the National Republican Convention this summer. Are going to be some of them chosen right here in the Tulsa area, so others in Oklahoma City area, and others in representing different other parts of the state of Oklahoma. So, we are about a week and a half away from Super Tuesday. This is going to be a very interesting time because, the neocon Nikki Haley is saying, "Oh no, I'm going to stay in this race until the last voters had a chance to vote." So, go figure. Donald Trump is going to be mathematically locking the nomination before the end of March, probably by the 20th of March. So, there's that. And let's go to Furling Turns and, to Pam Pollard. We've already heard from Furling. Pam, I have known, she was 13, 14 years ago. She was the state vice chair. And Pam and I have, sometimes we butt heads on certain things, but Pam has a sharp mind for organization. And I said, if there's anybody who knows the rules better than me, it's Pam. I was telling my county chairwoman Ronna Wilmot Smith that today. I said, if anybody knows the rules better than me, it's Pam. And Pam was gloating, and I said, Pam, that was a hypothetical if. So anyway, but no, we appreciate each other. So here, let's talk to Pam. Pam and I are going to go over a few things. What do you got to say, Pam Pollard? All right. Well, thank you so much, Pam, for that. And appreciate you getting out, being on the road, being a leader, and being an example in the ways that you have. So let's see what else we got. Eddie and I are going to be back in studio having the kitchen table discussion next Saturday. We've got the last minute push to get out. I hope you guys have gotten registered to vote. If you can't vote in person, I hope you've already secured your ballots for absentee voting and being a part of this decision. As somebody once said, you don't get to gripe if you didn't vote, and there's some truth to that. All right. Well, thank you so much, and appreciate everybody being part of today. We're going to be back at you next week. Have a good day.